Light, sound, and force. Light is all around us. It is a source of energy that helps us see the objects around us. Without light, the world would be a dark place. Light comes from different sources called light sources. The sun is our natural source of light, while bulbs, lamps, torches, and candles are man-made or artificial sources of light. Light, luminous and non-luminous objects. The objects that give out light are called luminous objects. These can be natural or man-made. The sun, fireflies, and stars are examples of natural, luminous objects, while torches, candles, lamps, and bulbs are man-made luminous objects. The objects that do not give out light are called non-luminous objects. Examples of non-luminous objects are pen, pencil, table, chair, wooden block, and wall. We can only see a non-luminous object only when light falls on it. In a dark room or at night, when there is no light, we cannot see the objects. We need light from luminous objects to see them in the dark. Do you know? The moon is a non-luminous object because it does not produce its own light but reflects light from the sun. Transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. Light cannot pass through all the objects. Based on their ability to allow light to pass through, objects can be classified into three types. Transparent objects. The objects that allow light to pass through them completely are called transparent objects. For example, glass, air, and clear water. Do you know, by applying oil or butter on transparent objects, we can make them translucent. Translucent objects. The objects that allow some light to pass through them are called translucent objects. For example, butter paper, tissue paper, and frosted glass. Opaque objects. The objects that do not allow light to pass through them are called opaque objects. For example, wood, metal, and brick. Shadow. Light always travels in a straight path. When light rays fall on an opaque object, it blocks the light. This creates a dark patch called a shadow on the opposite side of the light source. Conditions for shadow formation. The necessary conditions for the formation of a shadow are as follows. A source of light. Something that gives light like the sun, a torch, or a lamp. An object. An object that blocks light. For example, a book, a ball, or a tree. A screen. A surface where the shadow appears, like the ground or a wall. Features of a shadow. Some important features of a shadow are as follows. Shadows are always dark because no light reaches the space where the shadow is formed. A shadow forms on the opposite side of the light source. A shadow shows only the shape of the object, not its details. It looks like a dark outline. Sometimes, shadows can appear lighter if the source of light is weak. The size of a shadow changes depending on the position of the light source or the object. How shadow changes. Shadows look different throughout the day because the sun changes its position in the sky. In the morning, shadows are long because the sun is low in the sky. At noon, shadows are shorter because the sun is directly overhead. In the evening, shadows become long again because the sun is low in the sky, similar to the morning. Sound. Sound is a type of energy that we hear. We hear different types of sounds around us, and they come from different sources. Sound is produced when we clap our hands, talk, blow a horn, ring a school bell, play a musical instrument, burst firecrackers, or a dog barks. We hear all these sounds with our ears. Types of sounds. Some sounds are soft or pleasant, while others are loud or unpleasant. Pleasant or soft sounds. Sounds that are gentle and make us feel calm. For example, birds chirping, rustling leaves, playing of musical instrument, etc. Do you know, the speed of light is greater than the speed of sound, so we see lightning before we hear thunderstorm. Unpleasant or loud sounds. Sounds that are harsh and disturb us. For example, loud horns, people shouting, playing of loudspeaker, etc. Loud and unpleasant sounds are known as noise. Loud noises can make us ill and harm our ears, so we should make less noise. How to reduce noise? Keep the volume of music and TV low. Do not shout or talk loudly. Close windows to block outside noise. Be quiet in peaceful places like libraries. Avoid honking of horns unnecessarily. Force and friction. Force. Force is a push or pull applied on an object. We use force in our daily life, such as pushing a door or pulling a toy towards us. It can make an object move, stop, change its shape, size, or direction. Some examples of activities involving both push and pull are rowing a boat, using a shopping trolley, playing on a seesaw, opening and closing a door, and moving a heavy object by alternating between pushing and pulling to turn it. Force occurs when two objects interact. We use it in various activities, such as lifting, throwing, running, writing, or holding things. Applying brakes to stop a vehicle, lifting a box, kicking football, and drawing water from the well are some examples of force. Friction. Have you ever wondered how things slow down or stop after a short distance when you push them? That is due to friction. Friction is a force that helps slow down or stop things that are moving. It acts in the opposite direction of motion. For example, when you slide a toy on the floor, it slows down because of friction. It also helps us walk without slipping and keeps cars from sliding on the road. The rougher a surface is, the more friction it has. Similarly, smooth surfaces have less friction. Key words: luminous objects, objects that give out light. Non-luminous objects, objects that do not give out light. Shadow, dark area formed when an object blocks light from a light source. Noise, unpleasant or very loud sound. Force, push or pull on an object. Friction, force that helps slow down or stop things that are moving. Let's recall: light, sound and force. Light, shadow, sound, force and friction. Luminous and non-luminous objects. Transparent, translucent and opaque objects. Conditions for shadow formation. Features of a shadow. How shadow changes. Types of sounds. How to reduce noise. Force, friction.